Breaking news now. Police are searching for 2 suspects in an armed robbery in Whites Creek. News Channel 5's Alexander Cohen on scene for us this morning. And Alexandra, anybody hurt?
Amy, fortunately, no one was injured, but the police investigation is far from over. Right now, they're searching for 2 suspects after one of them yielded a gun and demanded cash from a clerk. Take a look at some of the video I shot earlier from the scene. One suspect flashed a gun at the clerk and demanded cash around 4:30 this morning. Police tell me the suspects also took a large quantity of Newport cigarettes. Police are reviewing surveillance footage right now. They say the suspects left in a 4-door sedan. Police did offer a description of one of the suspects. They tell us he was wearing a white jacket with a handkerchief to conceal his face. If you have any information or know the whereabouts of that getaway car, call police as soon as you can. Reporting live, Alexandra Cohen, News Channel 5.
Alexandra, thank you. And more breaking news we're following for you here on The Plus. Police at Austin Peay State University in Clarksville are investigating a woman who reported being sexually assaulted on campus. The woman was near the Woodward Library when she says a man that she didn't know touched her inappropriately. She got away and ran toward the campus bookstore. It's the second assault, though, reported on campus in less than a week. You may remember last Thursday we talked about a woman reportedly having a man grab her near the Browning Administration Building. If you know anything about either one of those cases, contact the police there on campus at APSU.
Also new this morning, a college student is recovering after being pistol whipped inside his own dorm room. Happened yesterday inside the Watson Residence Hall at TSU. Police say Griffin Cole barged into that dorm with several other men and beat one of the students with a gun. During that violent attack, the victim managed to get the gun away from Cole and he took off. Officers later caught up with him. He's charged with aggravated assault with a deadly weapon.
Developing news now out of Clarksville, where a van slams into a home, sending an entire family to the hospital. News Channel 5's Kimberly Davis has been working this story all morning long from Vanderbilt Medical Center because that's where one of the kids in the van had to be flown to. How many people were inside the van, Kimberly?
Steve, good morning. 4 people were inside that vehicle before it crashed into several things before smashing into the side of a home. We're told first responders got there. It was a family in that minivan, 2 adults and 2 children. One of those children is here at Vanderbilt University Medical Center recovering this morning after they had to be airlifted here with serious injuries. Take a look at these images from the scene last night. As you can see, this van is really damaged from that crash. This is what we know so far. Just before 8:15 last night, Clarksville police officers responded to a crash on Old Russellville Pike between Warfield Boulevard and Centennial Drive. We're told a man was driving south in the van when it veered off the road on Old Russellville Pike. That's when it hit a brick mailbox, ran into a utility pole, and then crashed into a home. The man, woman, and child are at Gateway Medical Center. They were transported there by ambulance, so it sounds like this child is in the worst condition. Again, serious injuries at the hospital, recovering here in Nashville. We're working on finding an update on the other family members' conditions. For now, we are live at Vanderbilt University Medical Center. Kimberly Davis, News Channel 5.
Thank you, Kimberly. 2 people are recovering after a dog attack in Mt Juliet. It happened around 6 last night in the area of Sunny Mead Drive and South Rutland Road. We're told the dog first bit a woman who was walking on the greenway. Then it attacked a firefighter that came out to help. The dog is now at animal control, where it will be quarantined for 10 days while agents investigate.
Right now, the search is on for a missing Nashville man. There's his picture, Frank Baxter Jr., last seen in January. The 70-year-old is homeless, but he sometimes stays at a house on Meharry Boulevard, or sometimes he is staying at the Hallmark Inn, which is on Trinity Lane. He hasn't been seen in a long time, though. If you know where he may be, contact the Metro Police Department.
And keep your eye out for this guy. Police say he used a rock to smash his way into the Family Dollar store on Whites Creek Pike 2 weeks ago. He grabbed clothes, then took off in a black 4-door Nissan Maxima. We're told he also tried to break into 2 other businesses. If you know who he is, call Crime Stoppers.
Amy, 2 teenagers are now behind bars. They're accused of shooting a high school senior in the head during an apparent drug deal. Lorenzo Montelier Avila and Laren Lumpkin, both charged with robbery and criminal homicide. Lumpkin's only 17. That's why we can't show his picture. Police say they robbed Hagen Newland behind the shooters on Largo Drive Saturday night. Newland was shot and later died at the hospital. We're told more arrests may be on the way in that case.
New details about an officer-involved shooting in Columbia yesterday morning. Investigators say Jerry Patton shot his roommate in Mount Pleasant, then sped off in the roommate's car. When officers spotted him, we're told he tried to ram the cruisers. That's when Officer Tanner Babb shot into the car, hitting Patton in the leg. Both Patton and his roommate are expected to survive.
The Vanderbilt rape case retrial continues again this morning, and jurors may get a first look at the video of the alleged attack. News Channel 5's Matthew Torres live for us outside of the courthouse. And Matthew, yesterday's testimony was really difficult to listen to.
Well, especially knowing that the jury was shown 30 images of the alleged sexual assault. So obviously looking at those pictures was tough enough, but then you hear a testimony from a detective who recovered those images, and it just made it even tougher. The 14 jurors listened to Detective Chad Gish explain that he was able to find images despite them being deleted from phones and computers. His description of them was so graphic that they're really too disturbing to air this morning. Detective Gish believes the images show an unconscious victim allegedly being raped by who appears to be Corey Beatty. Now, in return, the defense called one of their witnesses, Dr. Jonathan Lipman, who says Beatty's blood alcohol concentration level that night was excessive.
Would you agree that Mr. Beatty's ability to act in an intentional and knowing fashion at the times of these events was grossly impaired as the result of alcohol?
Yes, within the range of alcohol concentrations calculated, he would certainly be grossly impaired.
The defense argues that Beatty was so drunk he didn't realize what he was doing. The retrial continues today at 9 a.m. and we will have our coverage on News Channel 5 Plus. For now, we're reporting live. I'm Matthew Torres, News Channel 5.